Brittany, and Merry Brittmas, day 23. What the heck? Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. Like, what the heck? I can't believe it. I'm gonna watch Krampus later tonight, so I'm so excited. I freaking love Krampus, as you guys know. So I'm Britty Claus today. Hey! So guys, you know what time it is. It is time to open up our advent calendar. So we got 2 more days. Well, today and tomorrow. So this is like so sad. So let's see what we got today. Yesterday was so weird. It looked like a seal. Like, girl, I don't know. What the heck is this? Oh, this is a trumpet. When I first looked at it, I was like, what the heck? It says like a sailboat or something, but it's a trumpet. So today's video was kind of inspired by, I've told you guys in the past couple of videos how these numbers keep on calling me. And it's not like a creeper or something, it's just, you know, when you get those numbers that call you and they're like trying to sell you something or something, and they leave messages like asking for you. It's like, just go away. But this one number has literally been calling me every single day, like 6 times a day, sometimes like every hour. And for some reason, I can't block the number, but eventually they'll get sick of calling me, I guess, and then hopefully they'll stop. So that's what inspired this video. So imagine getting a phone call in the middle of the night with this scary voice on the other end. And sometimes that voice is your own voice, like, what the heck? These stories that I came across are apparently true stories, so I thought, let's share them for Merry Brittmas, because a lot of people are making phone calls, you know, saying Merry Christmas and stuff, so I just thought it went with it, kind of. This first story says, I grew up on a farm in a remote area, and I have always been uneasy about being in the house by myself at night. There are no streetlights in the area, and at night it is pitch black. One night, my parents went out, and I was home alone. I was sitting on the couch when the phone rang. I picked it up and heard an automated voice say, would you like to accept a collect call from... Then I heard a voice say my name. It was my voice. I was freaked out, but I accepted the call. Hello? I said nervously. There was no reply. I could hear someone breathing on the other end of the line. Then I hung up. I was standing by the sliding glass doors in the kitchen, and just then, I happened to glance outside. In the darkness, I could make out a figure standing there. I was so terrified, I ran to my dad's room and grabbed his gun. I hid there in the bedroom, and I didn't come out until my parents returned 20 minutes later. I still don't know what happened that night. Was it the future me calling to warn me? Did that call save my life? If I ever saw a figure outside looking in at me, I'd be terrified. And of course, like, this person, their parents were gone and were coming home. I would have warned them, because what if this figure outside was waiting, you know, for the parents to get home, and then that's when they were gonna attack. Like, you just can't trust anybody these days. This next one says, many years ago, I was working the graveyard shift at a hotel. It was late and I was tired. I just wanted to go home. I wasn't supposed to leave early, so I wrote a note and left it there for my boss. The note said I had left early because my brother was stranded outside of town and needed me to pick him up. It was a complete lie, but I needed a good excuse to leave early. I drove home and went to bed. A few hours later, I was awoken by the sound of my phone ringing. It was my brother. He told me he was stranded outside of town and he needed me to pick him up. That's so weird, I said to myself. That's exactly the lie I made up to tell my boss so I could leave early. That's not weird, my brother said. I'll show you what's weird when you get here. I drove over to meet him, and when I arrived, he took out his phone and put it up to my ear. He played a message that he received when he woke up that morning. It was a creepy computerized voice, and all it said was, "You're stuck." It freaked us both out, and we could never figure out where the call had come from. That's the strangest, creepiest thing that's ever happened to me in my whole life. This next one is very eerie, but it's also very sad. So it goes, one evening I was on my way to my best friend's house. As I was driving, I got a call from him. He said he might be a little late because he had been out shopping, but he was on his way home. At that point, while I was still on the phone with him, I ran into a traffic jam. I told him I would probably be late as well. We continued our conversation and the traffic slowly started to move again. As I was coming up to the scene of the accident, I told him that a car had hit the barrier and flipped over. There were paramedics loading a dead body into the back of an ambulance. My friend let out a long sigh and said, "What a shame." As I slowly drove past the wreck, I was horrified to see that it was my friend's car. At that very moment, the phone suddenly hung up. It was my friend who died in the crash that night. The police said he was killed on impact. So that just gives me chills. So those are the 3 that I thought I would share with you guys. So let me know if you've ever experienced anything, a phone call, you know, any creepy phone call. Do you guys remember Boothworld Industries, that whole like thing that went down on my channel? That was epic, and I was so scared when it was first happening, and I came across this video and I was like, oh, I felt honored. And it was like a video that got a lot of views too. And someone was talking about Boothworld Industries and like creepy numbers and stuff like that. But it was like one of those, you know what I mean? Like they have like all these clips and it's just like, you know, and they said like I was the only person that got a text message from Boothworld Industries. I was like, oh, okay. And a lot of you guys were tweeting me and telling me to check out the video. So, but yeah, the person's like, this girl on the internet, Britty 44, but it was like a voiceover. It just, I don't know. I felt like I was in some like crime TV show or something. Like, I know that's like a weird thing to say, but that's what it just kind of reminded me of, you know what I mean? Like the voiceover, just like all these clips, and then it showed me saying, this girl, Britty 44, she has a horror paranormal channel, and she was the only one that got a text message from Boothworld Industries. They told her to call this number. Did they tell me to call the number? I forget what it says. That text message. I'm gonna leave all of my Boothworld Industry videos down below because that was so much fun. Like I had a blast with that whole thing. Remember I was in London and they called me and left a message, or no, they didn't leave a message because I didn't have my voicemail set up. Like what an idiot. But yeah, they called me and I was like, oh my god, it's the number. And they called me after midnight when I was in London. And then the next morning I got that text message, and then I called the number when I got home. And like I made a whole video. I called it for the first time on camera, and it had like all those noises and stuff, and I was like the one who started that number. I mean, I didn't like start the number. I was the one who was texted that number first and kind of like spread it around. That's what I think, and that's what that video was saying. Like I was the first one, hey. So I felt kind of special. And then I'm also featured in what's that? I don't know. It has like millions of views, but it's like paranormal games you should not play. They like used all these clips of me playing these games, so it was like, hey. And of course they gave me credit, you know. Give me credit, y'all. Like if you're gonna steal stuff from me, give me credit. But anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you rock my world, and the song lyrics of Michael Jackson. Hashtag team Britty44, hashtag Barillarins. Hey, we have 2 more days of Merry Britmas left. It's been a fun month though, so I hope you guys have been enjoying it, and you know, it's been fun. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and it's our last day with the advent calendar, so I wonder what we get. Hopefully it's like a huge surprise, like Kylo Ren's in there or something. Like, okay, I hope. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.